Magic Mike's is a HBCU podcast with students from the Lamar College
discussing the pros and the cons, the culture and the journeys
of the Black college experience.
Hey everybody, this is Static. I'm here with a group of people I don't know talking about a lot of personal stuff, and we talking about healing our inner child. I am very interested in this topic. This was brought up by...
Hey everyone, my name is Destiny Mull. Pretty much this was something that I wanted to touch bases with everyone. So let me just get right into it. So basically, we're discussing inner child. So we have all had that time in our lives where we look back on ourselves as a kid, and whether it was negative or positive, we've always had that reflection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it was like I have so many goals. When I was a little girl, I had all these dreams of myself becoming this person. And when I forgot those things, that inner child was the person that was there to remind me. So like sometimes when you're looking at movies and you see them like go back and they have this flashback of them in the mirror and they see like the little girl or the little boy version of themselves, that's a powerful thing because that's the person that did not take criticism. That's a person that let things roll off of them. That's a person that didn't, see the world how we see the world now with everything that we have had attached to us, like the damage and the just things that you hold on to. When you're a child, you're innocent. Yeah. And you want that innocence back. So when I look at the inner child in me, I'm like, girl, this girl didn't care. This girl was ready to take over the world, and that is what
makes you kind of envious, don't you?
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
I want that back.
Yeah, I want that back. So, yeah, y'all talk to me. What you think?
I totally agree with that. My name is Kelly Anderson, and I'm another member of the podcast. But I totally agree with that because, like you were saying, thinking about your dreams and aspirations and going back to what your heart desired as a child. That's what I'm doing right now. Like, as I'm trying to figure out, what God has for me, I'm looking at the things that I said I would do as a child, the things that I had interest in as a child, all of the things that I spent my time on. Because, as kids, we didn't have nothing to worry about. We had all the time in the world to go look and search for all the things that we were interested in. So now I'm going back to that place of, what interests me back then? What was I trying to do? What did I want to read about? When I was in school and didn't want to pay attention, what was my mind on? Because I feel like that's what our passions are. So I think as I continue to heal my inner child, I'm also bringing myself back to those moments of, this is what I said I would be. This is what I said I would do. This is what I feel like I'm called to do, even in the sense of the things that happened to me as a child. Why did this happen? Is this something that happened to me so that I would be able to help somebody else who went through this? Those things were all done for a reason. They all happened to us for a reason. So that's why I say I push so heavily. You should try to heal that inner child and not think about, well, this happened to me and it hurt me and it broke me. Now it's time to mend that because it happened for a reason. And God makes no mistakes. He does all things well. So I even look at, like my mom in particular, she is an entrepreneur now. She gives back to the community. And things that even happened to my grandmother, those are reasons why she does what she does now. Some nights they went hungry. Some nights they didn't have anywhere to stay. So now my mom gives away groceries. Those things may have happened to you, not for your suffering, but for you to help somebody who went through what you went through.
I truly believe that. My name is Meredith. I'm here for the podcast as well. I do believe in God don't put nothing in you that He feel like you can't handle. Yeah. I do believe that. As a child, I did not see it that way, but I grew up in the church. But I heard all that stuff and I'll be like, okay. But at the time, before it happened, I never experienced. So I lived a pretty normal childhood. I had my mom, I had my dad. I had my family and whatnot. It was pretty normal, and then something switched, and I was like, well, I just like, what do? You're a child, and they just like, just keep it going. But I always knew something was like, it's just like, it's not completely, So I was like, it's cool. And then as time went on and my childhood went on, more and more stuff hit up, I took it, I ran with it. Cause I thought, if I just like act like it didn't happen, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, coping mechanisms.
Yeah. Then I got here.
Because it's gonna rise up one way every time. Yeah, it's
then
always gonna rise back
and
up.
it was like, you gotta let it hit. And I was like,
and those things they will show up inside of things that's important to you, like other relationships, whether it's with like friends,
and it's always when you least expect
when you least
like,
expect
yeah, and that's why you have to deal with that, and you have to have that journey of healing that inner child, because it's gonna keep showing up until you heal it.
I remember when I was little.
Yeah, I am so glad when you said that. She read it. I was like, yes.
I didn't know like about like healing an inner child was a thing, because I think that's kind of the process of what I'm going through now. I just really didn't know it. Like, I'm very obsessed with growth. I'm very obsessed with just getting to where I need, like, to where I want to be, being the man that I want to be. Because when I was a kid, man, I didn't have no problems. Like, I ain't gonna say I had no problems, but I didn't have no internal problems with myself, loving myself, liking myself. Yeah. And as I got older, and of course, I went through some troubling situations, and kind of like Meredith said, I kind of had to build up some type of armor so I can survive. And so just right now, I think the main thing that's really kept me like kind of bonded to my inner child is my main goal and ambition with music, because that was my main goal since I was came out the womb. And it's the same now. So every now and then, like, because of that connection with music, I still have like, I still find ways to heal my inner child through areas.
I feel like that's true.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys, I wanted to throw this out there really quick. So based off this topic, I like to read books. Hey, I'm all for even starting a book club. But anyway, so it's this book by John Bradshaw that's called Homecoming, and it's titled Homecoming, Reclaiming and Healing Your Inner Child. I have started reading the book, and when I tell you, look, I even want to go back to my mom and be like, you need to read this too, Mom.
Is that on Audible? I need to read this.
There's some things.
Audible. Can I get that?
Yeah. So I got it off Amazon. It's $11. Okay. You know, invest in that book so you can invest in yourself.
Definitely.
Soon as they kick us off this show, I'm finna go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'll go put it in my car.
I really wanted to discuss one thing that both of y'all mentioned. Oh, we wrapping up? Okay. But one really quickly, because I think this is so adamant. Coping mechanisms. Y'all both talked about how, you know, as you got older, you had to. Okay. As you got older, you know, you had to deal with those things, or you're seeing that they're coming back up. I think as kids, we just trying to figure out how to deal with what's happening at that moment. And when we get older, you know, we kind of don't think about the healing process, because in that moment we handled it then. But now we're getting to the point where we need to figure out, why did this happen? You know, there has to be a reason, you know, why God allowed this to happen to me. Even you said earlier, he would never give us anything that we couldn't bear, you know.
It's that retrospective. That's the
word.
Yeah. I hope
reflecting,
I hope I use that
like
word,
looking back, like, what did this do for me now? What, like, how did this, you know, mend me into who I am now? What did it change about me that I still have now? And I think that it's really serious that we, you know, don't not just cope with those things, but go back and see how that changed us, why it might have happened, you know, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I love this topic so much. I really wish we could have talked about this long, but they saying we
gotta wrap it up, y'all. You gotta wrap it up. Let's put a bow on top of this. We'll come back and unwrap it.
We'll be back.
Whoever's listening, just hope y'all have a great day. Enjoy and try and heal your inner child.
Heal your inner child.